computer. Right. And then we will hit the screen share. All righty. Well, welcome everybody as to our on-ramp to wellness coaching. I'm going to go ahead and hit the mute all button. And so for those of you that are going to be speaking tonight, you'll come off of mute at your time. And so we are going to go through a little presentation here where we're going to be talking about how Optavia has developed a process of long-term wellness. And my name is Craig, and I'm the moderator for tonight. We've got some great stories in store for you. As we get started, though, and as people are coming in the webinar, um, by the way, if you invited somebody and you don't see him here yet, shoot him over a little a reminder to jump on and join us. Um, but for those of you that are here, we want to think about this is a little diagram. We call this the trilogy of optimal health. And what this is kind of, if you were to think about your whole life, you could categorize it into these three categories. One of them is the body that you live in. So we call that, your healthy body. And there's things that create a healthy body. And so if you think about like on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you score yourself when you think about those different categories? Healthy weight, eating healthy, sleep, and so on. So give yourself a little, just write down on a piece of paper the number for healthy body. And then we're going to switch over to the next category. And this is on healthy finances. And healthy finances is not only how much money you make, but what you do to make the money and how you spend it, what you do with the money. And so think about those categories of freedom and money management, saving for the future, and abundance, and contributing to your community. And so think about that on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 would be the best you could imagine. And then the third category here is healthy mind. And we think about, again, on a scale of 1 to 10, having a healthy mind is you have strong relationships, spiritual time, and community involvement. You have hobbies and fun that you engage in. Maybe you're engaged at work and you really love what you do, and you overall have a good fulfillment. So as you're scoring those three areas, what we're trying to do and what Optavia has been designed and battling with, um, inventing technologies and learning from other people's work for 50 years, we've been working on what does it look like to have a human being's life be be an 8 or above in all three of these areas. And one of the things that we know that I've noticed many times is that sometimes you can get one of those areas in an 8 or above, but to get all three is rare. And so we've developed this program and the components that I'm about to talk to you about. And the whole purpose is to move you up towards the 8, 9, and 10 category. And some of these take some time. So now you have your numbers here. We're going to jump in and talk about the four components. And really, these four components are the star of our program. And so one of the categories is our fuelings, and that's just how we fuel our bodies. Everybody eats every day, multiple times a day, and you will for the rest of your life. And so it's important to figure out what strategies we're gonna take when we do that. And so we'll be talking about that in a minute. And then the habits of health is the system of learning these missing puzzle pieces in our life. And so we have a course that we go through as coaches, but also that's what is offered to our clients as well, so they can learn those same things. And we'll be talking about that as well. The third is the Optavia community. And really, this is who you're spending your time around. If you're spending time around people that are healthier than you, then that's really a good idea. If you're spending your time around people that are not as healthy as you, that's going to, over time, play a significant role in how healthy you become. And the last category is a health Optavia coach. And so, an Optavia coach, our job is to walk alongside you and then point you in the direction that's necessary for you to accomplish what you want. And so, we're a guide along the way, and we are direct your energy so that you are successful in accomplishing what you want. So now we're going to take a deeper dive into these four components. And so first up, well, before I go to that, here's another way of looking at things. Yeah, if you have those four components in the middle, well, what do you do as a client? Well, a client is somebody that needs to improve their health, and a client's job is to learn these four components and to incorporate and integrate those four components into the fabric of their life. And that is going to move you up in that trilogy wheel. Now, what does a coach do? Well, coach does the same thing, but they also are a guide for people that want that in their life. So the coach learns these and exposes people to them. And as a client, you're going to learn these and integrate them into your life. And so, no matter whether you're thinking about the idea of helping other people or you're thinking about the fact that you maybe are the one that needs help, the four components are going to be the center of the process. And so next up, we're going to have Robyn. She's going to come and share with us a little bit about some of these pictures here. And she's going to talk about how she has seen the fuelings be an integral part of her success. Welcome, Robyn.
Hey guys, thanks, Craig. My name is Robyn Goodpasture. I'm coming to you from Roanoke, Virginia. And I have been in fitness for a very long time. Nutrition and fitness have honestly always been a passion of mine. I have been a gym owner, since early 2000, fitness competitor, trainer, and coach. And one of the things I love about Optavia, honestly, is the feelings. And so, what I discovered, because I've been doing this for so long, is that the feelings make eating balanced, simple, and practical and optimal. Because if something is not optimal and you can't apply it in a simple way, it becomes really, really challenging. And so many years ago, I was running a challenge at my boot camp at the time. And how I got introduced to the fuelings and to Optavia was we were doing a challenge, and many people were successful with the nutrition programs that I wrote. But I had one client at the time that was seeing accelerated results. And so I kind of approached her and I said, "Hey, are you using my nutrition plan? Because you look fabulous." And she's like, "No, I'm not. I'm using something else." And at the time, it was Optavia, and she was the one who introduced me to it. And I loved the concept. But back then, honestly, I really wasn't bought in. I think there was some ego and attitude because I could develop the plans based on macros and all that good stuff. But what I have found, especially I'd say in the last 3 to 5 years, with the level of stress and all that good stuff, is if I present somebody a whole food nutrition plan, and I tell you eat 5 to 6 times a day, which I did, and I told you to go to the grocery store, prep everything, weigh everything, and put it in all these containers, I lost people before they ever got started. And so what I really discovered and realized is that when I can give somebody a simple, totally balanced grab and go, because a lot of times people are going to grab and go anyway, they're just not going to grab and go healthy, that the fuelings play this integral, practical, simple way to get healthy. I don't have to worry whether my clients are getting balanced nutrition. I know for a fact that they are, because these are scientifically designed meal plans. It's my story. I'm like, you got your protein, carbs, and fat, your vitamins and minerals. I don't worry about whether you're getting nourished, because I know for a fact you are. And then I say the magic potion in those fuelings, for whatever reason, is Optavia has figured it out a way that the body goes, oh, I'm fully nourished, get rid of that fat. And if you follow it, it works. And so that's one of the reasons I love the fuelings. I use the fuelings personally, and they are an integral part of Optavia that I absolutely love.
So Robyn, so you're not in a weight loss. You've been at a healthy weight for years, and so tell us about how people not only can use the fuelings to lose the weight, but after they've lost the weight, they can supplement their and add simplicity. Tell us a little bit about utilizing them after you've lost your weight.
Yeah, so I think for anybody who's ever wanted to lose weight, you want it to be gone permanently, right? Nobody wants temporary weight loss.
Yeah,
And
no, I want it
so
back.
yeah, no, no. So, I mean, I'm somebody that I didn't have a lot of weight to lose, but I still pay attention. I still am mindful of nutrition, and I'm still really crazy busy. So, on any given day, I am using Optavia to nourish my body, probably two, often three times a day with my other healthy lean and greens. But I know I'm getting nourished. I know I'm fueling my body. I have a brownie almost every night. I never feel deprived. I'm getting protein, I'm getting vitamins, and I'm eating a freaking brownie. Are you kidding me? And so to me, it just makes sense because if tasty, delicious, practical, nourishing, and like that's my gig, that's what I've been doing for 20 years. Why wouldn't I want anybody who's trying to get healthy and get to their maintenance weight to not use them
Yeah,
versus trying to figure it out all on themselves on their own? That's
yeah,
just what I found.
totally makes sense. Congratulations on not only your own lifestyle of health and the fact that you've been such an integral part in helping other people, but also we're so happy that you are part of Optavia with your positive outlook, and you're just doing so much good. So thank you for sharing with us tonight. Next up, we have got um, Larry, and so Larry's going to share with us a little bit about his own personal journey, but how the habits of health component has been integral in his journey. So welcome, Larry.
Thank you, Craig. Yeah, my name's Larry Rambosic, and you see the two pictures there, but I started, I had in my mind that I was going to die by the time I was 70. And the reason is because my dad had died at 70 of a heart attack. His dad had died of a massive stroke in his 70s. And so you see the picture on the left there, that was me about to turn 60. And I'd already been seeing for several years similar issues that my dad had. I had a stay in the hospital overnight because they thought I had a heart attack. I had a severe allergic reaction to um, cholesterol meds. And so I knew I needed to do something, but everything I had tried didn't work. And I had met Craig, who became my coach. And I remember saying right up front that I thought I could lose weight with the program, but I didn't believe that I would be able to keep it off. And so Craig had said, well, sometimes you just need to take that first step. So we started working together through the habits of health, and specifically the Life book, which is the white book there in that picture. And it's important because it's asking questions and it helps us delve in deeper to a particular area of health that we're working on. So we start looking at, why do I eat the way I eat? What's going on that not allowing me to sleep better? Why do I react in the ways that I do react? And so in that process, I learned to make small changes that over time then became new healthy habits for me. So I ended up losing 55 pounds. I hit my goal weight in about 5 months, and I was really feeling good, both physically and emotionally. And but I thought, I'm going to try and lose 10 more pounds. And so I tried that, lost about 7 or 8, was feeling terrible. And it was like my body was telling me I needed to have more weight on me. And so Craig and I worked on a healthy way to gain that weight back. And it was funny because it was actually a challenge to gain the weight back, because I had developed these new healthy habits. And that's when it kind of clicked for me that those habits had changed and that I never had to go back to that guy that's on the left there. That I had the ability to control my weight, that I could build habits that could then integrate into my life, that would make a difference in my health. And so that picture on the right there is my on my 2-year anniversary date of me hitting my goal weight. And Craig and I were celebrating, and he reminded me of my initial hesitation or lack of confidence that I would not be able to keep this weight off. And he reminded me that most people not only gain back the weight that they had lost, but even more, and they do it within 2 years of them losing the weight. And so that I was now breaking the statistics, and I'm 6 months now further along the line from that picture on the right, and I'm still at my goal weight. But even more important is that I no longer believe that I will die at 70. And so for me, it started as weight loss, but it became much more. Um, the journey and the habits of health have helped me to create a structure that's allowed me to build a healthy body, but also to build that healthy mental attitude.
Yeah. Wow. By the way, Larry, what a treat coaching you and just knowing you all these years. And I remember when you called me on the anniversary and he goes, "Well, it's my anniversary." And I said, "Well, great. Are you going out with your wife or what?" And you go, "No, I've lost my weight and kept it off for 2 years." And I was just like, "What's up, man? Good for you." Like it's so real. And um in Optavia, when we incorporate all four of these components, it's pretty common. But when you only use one of the components or you're trying something that's merely weight loss, that's pretty uncommon. So congratulations on
Well,
your
thank you, and
successes.
thank you for all your guidance.
Oh, my pleasure. It's been a treat. All right. So next up, we've got Amber, and Amber's going to come on and tell us, obviously, about her own personal story, but she's going to share a little bit about um, what having a healthy community and being in a community with other people and how that is important and why it's part of our program. So welcome, Amber.
Awesome. Thanks, Craig. I am Amber Hansen, and I'm out here in the Great Smoky Mountains of Tennessee. And community is a big deal in my life because we become like those that are around us. We also attract like-minded people. My family has always been phenomenal. My spiritual life and friends are amazing. But as 50 years old, what was lacking in my life was the physical health part. I grew up in a healthy and active environment, but I did not catch the nutritional piece. That one piece was missing. And so later in life, after a change in geographical location, an accident leaving me less active, coupled with aging and that bad nutrition, well, my health suffered. I needed to develop a fit, healthy minded community that would help me regain my health and bring me back in alignment. And all aspects of the Optavia program help me do this. The Habits of Health system Larry shared about, healthy fuelings Robyn spoke of, the coaching that Karen's going to mention coming up, the weekly webinar, our healthy Facebook community, and the fellow coaches I get to be around and learn with have all made such a valuable difference in my life. The people I have in my life now all have a healthy minded outlook. I was able to learn and be nurtured by this community and bring that understanding of exercise, a healthy mindset, ways to eat, that understanding of the nutrition that I didn't catch the first time around, and all the necessary things I needed to bring it all together to live the lifestyle that I wanted. As a coach, I get to reinforce my habits while partnering with my clients to integrate them into their lives. And you saw my before and after. I think it may have disappeared. But that was my then and now photo. I lost 50 pounds, and I did that in a time of total chaos. We were remodeling the first floor of our home. It was the holiday season, and that was the year of the tragic Gatlinburg, Tennessee wildfires that affected so many people. And getting the town back open and restored before Christmas was very stressful. On Christmas Day, our youngest daughter came home, and her dad and we greeted her at the door, and she started to cry. Both the house and mom and dad were unrecognizable to her. She asked if she was at the right address and who we were. She and her husband both began this program January 1st. And they have told me many, many times how they see the upgrades in all areas of my life. Today, at age 58, because of this program, my husband, my family are healthier. My grandchildren are intentionally learning the habits of health. And I am a better Christian, wife, mom, and a fun, energetic, hip hop and grandma, totally in the game of life and no longer sitting on the sidelines. Thanks, Craig. You're muted.
Yeah, I was muted. I wanted to just clap for you for a minute. It's such a great story. I love the reality of you. When your own kids don't recognize you, you know something significant has happened. And so congratulations on your transformation. Next up, we have got, let's see here. Karen. And so Karen is going to share a little bit about the lady in the picture on the left and the lady in the picture on the right, and how having a coach and being a coach has made a big difference in her life. Welcome, Karen.
Hi, Craig. Hi, everybody. Thanks for giving of your time. I know time is valuable, but I can guarantee you this time will also add value to your life. My name is Karen Reed, and I live in the beautiful state of Idaho. I'm going to talk about coaching and what is a coach? Well, an Optavia, it's one of the four pinnacles of the program. We've talked about the healthy community, the life book, the feelings, and the coach is the fourth component. And what a coach does is we are here to guide you. We're here to motivate you, to inspire you, to teach you, to even correct you, nudge you, when you are not quite going along with what you should be doing. So, and that means that once a week, we check in with you. Want to make sure you're doing well, that you're taking your feelings, you're weighing and measuring your lean and green, that most importantly, you're plugging into the other three components. You're reading your life book, because that's where a lot of the magic happens, is the learning. Anybody can lose weight on any quote unquote diet, but this program incorporates four components. And so let me tell you a little bit about the lady on the left, that beautiful lake. That was me at 5'1", 174 pounds. Yeah, I'm smiling. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm pretty lucky. I'm blessed. And so I find joy in almost everything. And back then I would find joy in food. And to be quite honest with you, I did the program. I did the quote unquote diet 6 years ago. Did not do any of the components, specifically the coaching. I never checked in with my coach. And had I probably would have kept all of that weight off. But since I didn't, I gained back the weight. I had initially lost 27 pounds in about 3 months, and I gained that back, plus about 20 more. And then I moved to Idaho and became involved in my church community, my kids' school community. So I have that community component down, but was not eating well, had kind of let myself go once again. And then I started meeting people that over time I could see that they were changing, they were getting healthy, they were transforming, they were losing weight. And every time I asked them, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" The first thing they would say is, "Oh, let me plug you in with my coach." And the minute they said coach, I knew it was Optavia. And I'm like, been there, done that, don't want to do it. And it wasn't until the third person, my good friend Patrick, uh, I went up to him and squeezed his muscle because he had lost significant weight, and had put on muscle. And I said, "Patrick, you're looking great. What have you been doing?" And he says, "Well, hold on. Let me introduce you to my coach." And guess who comes in? Sure enough, it's Mr. Craig Blanchett. And third one's a charm. And I said, "Okay." I went up to him, introduced myself, and I said, "Sign me up. I know all about Optavia. Sign me up. I'm going to do it." And so, Craig is my coach. And once again, I lost the weight, but this time I plugged in. This time he ensured that I checked in with him once a week, that I get plugged into the Monday night communities webinars, and that I'm reading my book. And so he has made an abundance of difference with the program. And so I highly encourage you that if you are one of the Optavia clients, that you definitely incorporate not just the feelings, but specifically checking in with your coach. They are your lifeline. And Optavia does such a great job of mentoring us coaches as well. They provide weekly coach trainings, certifications. We have leadership Zoom classes with the creator of Optavia, Dr. Wayne Anderson. So it's a great component of one of the four components of Optavia. So please make sure you check in with your coach weekly. You're muted.
You're muted.
Thank you very much for that, amateur.
Here's a coach training a coach.
There you go. Thank you. So thank you, ultimately, each one of you that shared. For those of you that are watching, if you have questions, you can put those in the chat. But we're going to give us a chance for you to ask questions, and I'll do a little bit of a follow up with you guys. But I want to finish up just a couple little slides here as we're winding things down. So you see, what is our next steps? And when you think back to this trilogy wheel, and you guys all took and assessed yourselves at the beginning and said, where am I? And so I want you to really consider that if you're not 8 or above in all three of these areas, that there may be something that Optavia has to offer you. If you are somebody that knows other people that are not an 8 or above in these areas and would like to be trained, we have a full training
Right.
program.
Right.
Yeah.
Your screenshots on something else other than the trilogy.
So, I'm not. Well, let me share a new screen here. How about that? There we go. How's that one? That's
Oh,
better. This is
okay.
what I was trying to share. So anyway, as you're thinking about these three different areas, and you're trying to figure out, is this for me? Do I have something that I can learn from these four components and integrate into my own life? Maybe I know somebody that needs these, or maybe you want to be that someone that helps other people on their journey and go through our training program and get trained as a coach. Either one of those is works fine. Maybe you're a current Optavia client like Karen was, and you are only taking advantage of the eating plan, and that is going to lead to temporary weight loss. It'll be really fun in the beginning, and then it'll look very similar to everything else you've done as the weight comes back on. And so the four components is really what's necessary to have lasting change. And these are just, if you've come as a guest of one of these presenters, There's actually some pretty interesting technology where you can take your phone and turn the camera on and point it at one of these little square boxes. That's going to take you to a little assessment, and you'll be able to ask a few questions, and then the coach, either Robyn, Larry, Amber, or Karen, will follow up with you and kind of go through your answers and talk about what it would look like for you to get to a higher level of wellness in your own life. So with the few minutes that we have finishing up, I'm just going to chat with you and get some feedback on who was your favorite presenter and which one of the components um, meant the most to you. And so why don't we start with Teresa Martin? If you can come off of mute and tell us about your favorite part and what stood out to you the most.
Well, I have, excuse me, I have a cold, so I'm trying not to cough in you guys' ears.
Oh, no worries.
I have known Robyn for several years now, and she had helped me a while back write a plan to lose some weight. She had kind of written out nutrition and, some exercises and that type of thing, and dialing in, as she mentioned, the macros and that type of thing. And if I had dialed it in sooner, I would have lost more weight than I did, but I did accomplish losing about 10 pounds at that time. And then life happened and things changed. And so I've gained it back. So I've come back to her going, Robyn, what do you got going on now? Maybe you can help me again. And this time I can keep it off.
Mhm.
So I'm very interested in the feelings for sure, because I told her that's where I struggled with most was food, because I'm one of those moms that's constantly busy. And like she said, you want to grab and go. I mean, tomorrow night, my daughter cheers at 2 basketball games. So I'm thinking, okay, that's probably going to be a night that we're going to be eating a piece of pizza or a pizza roll at the basketball game, that type of
Yeah.
thing. So it's like, okay, what do I do? So
Yes.
I'm very interested in that for sure.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you for showing up and listening, and thank you for the feedback there. Sandra Goodwin, what was your favorite part and which component makes the most sense for you? Here, I'll send you, you're on mute, so we'll,
Okay, I've got, can you hear me
nailed it.
now?
We can hear you. Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
I like the feelings, but I also like the community.
Hmm.
Amber really hit the nail on the head with that.
Yeah.
I think because without the community, you're struggling on your own. And I have an awesome coach with Carrie Sales, and Amber's her coach.
Yep.
And so I've had the luxury of hearing both of them,
Yeah.
and I have just really been enjoying it.
Good. Thank you.
I,
Well,
I,
it's,
I a lot more energy. Haven't lost a whole lot of weight. I've had a lot of stress going on, but I haven't lost a lot of weight, but I'm still sticking to everything and following it diligently. And I've also been able to start walking, and I wasn't able to walk because of some hip problems, but I have gotten some enough off that I can walk about, and I know for most of you people, 4,000 steps is not a lot, but I've been going over my goal of 4,000 steps every day now.
good
So
for
I'm just
you.
happy to work on all of this.
Congratulations, Sandra. Yeah. And what's neat is so Carrie's your coach, Amber's her coach, and I'm Amber's coach. And so you see kind of the
Awesome.
family of wellness as we really do want to we're in this for real. This is important. This is not
Yes.
playtime. This is people's lives. And so it delights me to see the smile and the success that you're having so far. So thank you for joining and sharing.
Thank you.
How
Thank
about you,
you.
Jill? Who invited you, Jill? And tell us a little bit about what you got out of this webinar. Here, you'll be able to unmute there. There you go.
Okay. Okay. I'm one of Carrie's too.
Oh, she's pretty popular.
Yeah, she's got several of us on there.
Yeah.
But I guess this is just day 5 for me. So I'm really, trying to work on those feelings and get that down. The community is good. Especially since I know all of these people that are on here for Carrie
Yeah.
and have known them a while. So this just getting the feelings down, I think, is what I'm working on right now, trying to get that done.
Yeah, well, in your first week, we call it the mechanics of the eating because we got to get the nutrition in. The nutrition doesn't care about whether you smile or not, or whether whatever, your mindset. It's just biology. So we've got to get the biology in line, and we focus on that like the first week, not the first 3 years, the first week, right? And
Right.
then that's pretty much kind of is on autopilot, kind of cruises along, and then we start working on the longevity piece and the learning that comes along with it. So on day 5, you're doing exactly what you should be doing. You're focusing on getting the timing and getting all those mechanics down. Congratulations, Jill, on getting started. Yeah, let's see here. We got time for one more. Let's see. How about Blake? Who invited you, Blake, and what stood out to you from the presentation? No, can't hear you. I saw you came off of mute, but I can't hear you. It's okay. I'll call in somebody else, and thank you for giving it a shot anyway. How about you? Is it Coalfield? Maybe.
Sure
Yeah.
is. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing good. So who invited you tonight?
Amber.
Amber. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, tell us what stood out to you from the presentation.
Yeah, the community component. I mean, I've done a lot of um not programs, but health inspired and physical activity inspired, things and I guess like a curriculum, right? Whether it's like a beach body thing or like a challenge that I'm doing with my family. And I've always felt like the community component is always what pushes that along for me. Having that camaraderie and doing the hard parts with someone else has kind of always been, um, you know, uh, something personally that I feel like I need, to see the results that I want. So, and it was incredible, Amber, to hear from your personal story. That was means a lot, especially to see that transformation in your life. That's really beautiful.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I want to thank you all for coming and the great feedback. We designed and developed this particular presentation about 2 months ago, and I thought, what if we were to focus literally on the 4 components and have a coach share and just focus on one of those. And so this is a brand new style of presentation. And one of the pieces of feedback that I'll leave you guys with, a lot of people that have been around the world of Optavia for a while, some of their big takeaways is I realize that I'm not using all of the power of what this program intended. And if I started engaging in all 4 components, I will probably increase my success long term. And so hopefully that was a takeaway for you. The other thing I really wanted to think about is Karen, Larry, Robyn, Amber, myself, and Carrie. At one point, we weren't coaches. We haven't been coaches since we were born, but something happened in our life where we decided, I want to be part of someone else's journey, but I don't know how to. And so Optavia trained me. I got trained by my coach, right? And then um, Amber, Karen, Larry, and Robyn are all directly mentored by me. So what a perfect scenario where I get to train them and grow them. And then Carrie, she's here. She's part of Amber's team, so I get to be part of that as well. And so we're all working to learn not only how to integrate these components into our lives, but as coaches, we're learning to help other people do the same thing. And so, if that has sparked a little curiosity in your mindset, I would ask you this one question: why not you? What disqualifies you from the learning process of helping others? If you don't know enough, we can change that because you can still learn. You're a human, right? And we can work through all that. So over the next few days, the folks that are invited you are going to follow up with you, get some feedback. Obviously, this was one of the first times they've presented in one of these things. And so your feedback will be vital for them growing their own skills. And I want to just thank each one of you for attending tonight. One of the other things is that we do have um, a unique opportunity that's happening actually on Saturday. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to make a personal invitation to you guys. On Saturday, we have something called the Big Summit, Building Impact and Growth. That's BIG, right? And this is Dr. Anderson. He's the guy that had this crazy idea these 20 something years ago to create this whole thing. He was a doctor and he said, doctoring ain't getting it done. We've got to fix the heart before it breaks, because repairing it after it's broken never is as good as the first one. And this is Dan Bell, and these guys partnered up and created this whole program. And so what you can do is you can go to My Coach Compass, right? And you can click on sign up for Zoom access, and you can actually register for these workshops. And you can attend the event. So I will also have the people. Actually, you know what I'll do in the chat window? I will put this little link in there, and then you guys can click on that, and you can register. It starts at 8 o'clock Pacific time. That's 8, 9, 10, 11 Eastern time. And it goes from 11 to 3 Eastern. And so that is available to you. And it just so happens it's happening in a couple of days from now. So that would be a great way to get to meet more of the coaching community and understand more really about the mission that Optavia is on to help people flourish in their life. So thank you for your attention tonight. It's been my pleasure to be the host tonight, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.